you worry me to death. You talk too much, you even worry my pet.
Thank you very much, Art. Good morning. I know that you're all very busy. I appreciate your taking the time to attend this workshop, and it's a pleasure for me to be with you today. And I have a question for everybody here. How many of you expected me to say exactly what I did? Almost word for word. Thank you very much, Art. It's a pleasure to be here. I know you're busy. How many expected that? And the answer, of course, is that everybody here knew exactly what I was going to say. So for me, that was a very easy communication, a very easy little presentation. And it was easy for three reasons. Number one, I knew what I was going to say. Number two, you knew what I was going to say. And number three, I knew that you knew. I could have mumbled. You all would have understood, good morning, my name is, because that's how meetings begin. It was my line. And in our everyday lives of communications, we have certain stock lines. You walk into a clothing store, and a salesperson approaches you. What will that salesperson say? May I help you? Aren't they creative? They don't have to be. It's their line. Then we have a line. They say, can I help you? What do we say? No thanks, just looking. And we don't listen to their first line, and they don't listen to ours. My job just became much more difficult. Because from now on, you don't know what I'm going to say. So for me to get my message across, I'll have to use some presentation skills. And that's what we're going to talk about this morning, effective presentations. And we're going to be focusing on persuasive presentations. So another title to this program is Getting Others to Understand and Accept Your Ideas. Now, there are two parts to that, getting people to understand and accept your ideas. And the first part is, what do you say? And then, how do you say it? So first we have the content, what do you say? And then the delivery skills, how do you say it? Nervousness. Now, I'm going to make some surprising statements this morning, and here's the first one. Nervousness rarely shows, and it never shows to the extent that we feel it. And I'll prove that to you because it's already happened to everybody here. Every one of you at some time in your life has stood up in front of a group of people and spoken. It might have been a speech, it might have been a presentation, it might have been as simple as a toast at a wedding, or a toast at a cocktail party, or introducing yourself at a church meeting. But at some time in your life, you stood up in front of a group of people and you talked, and you were nervous. But when you finished, you sat down. And when you sat down, the person sitting right next to you whispered to you, nice job. And you said, what do you mean, nice job? I was nervous as hell up there. And that person then said, gee, you didn't look nervous. And that's happened to everybody. And we thought those people were being kind because they were friends or they were relatives. They weren't being kind. The listeners can't see what's going on in your stomach. They can't see the perspiration in your armpits and your hands, even when they're forming little pools on the floor. Now, sometimes we can smell nervousness, but usually we don't see it. So what do we do when we are nervous? Movement, pacing and shifting. We have two types of pacers. First, we have the slow, deliberate pacer. Good morning. We have an exciting new marketing plan to share with you today. It's one of the most creative things that our marketing department has ever come up with. And it looks like I'm saying, but I can't remember if I left it over here or did I leave it over here. Then we have the fast pacer, the military instructor. Good morning. It's a pleasure to be with you today. If I can get to the door, I'm out of here. Now, there's nothing wrong with movement if there's a purpose to the movement. If I'm talking about cost and somebody told me Art's interested in cost, I'll come here, I'll talk to Art. If I want to point something out on a screen, I can walk over and point it out. So I'm not saying you want to look like a statue. Move if there's a reason. Otherwise, just plant your feet. Closely related to pacing is shifting. And I mentioned two types of pacers. We also have two types of shifters. There is a female shift and a male shift. And you've seen both. First, the female shift. The woman comes up to present. All the weight will go in one foot. The heel goes in the carpet and start drilling for oil. I can't find it. I'll shift over here for a while. The male shift's a little bit different. Again, I'll stand up here. All the weight will go on one foot. And I'll stand here until this leg gets numb. Then when the numbness reaches the crotch, I will shift. Then when I'm really nervous, you think, I wonder if he has to go to the bathroom. The solution, again, just plant your feet. Appearance.